y'all, it's Care. Thank you for clicking on this video. I'm really excited to talk about everything I plan to read this December. Firstly, I am participating in the Disney Channel Games Readathon. I'm on the blue team. I've never had this much eye makeup on in my life, but I wanted it to show up on camera to represent the best team, the blue team. This is a 2-week-long readathon that is hosted by my best friends here on BookTube. Jess, Mary Grace, Reagan, Mare, Amanda, Kirsten, Naima, and Haley. I think that I hit everybody there. There are 2 hosts per team, and all of the challenges in this readathon are based on the classic, the old school Disney Channel games. The readathon is taking place from December 6th through December 20th. Where did I get this pen? And I'm gonna put the Google Doc information in the description of this video in case you want to read along with us. It's gonna be such a fun time. So the first challenge is called Alphabet Goop. You had to spin a wheel with randomized letters, and whichever letter your wheel lands on, you had to pick a book that started with that letter, or I know I sound like I'm already making excuses, but I'm pretty sure that you could pick an author that has a first or last name that started with the letter you landed on. I swear I very vividly remember Mary Grace saying that in her video, even though that's not how it's listed on the Google Docs. I landed on J, which I can like show you here. So I'm going with the 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayless. You guys, please let me have this. I don't have any books that start with a J. It's about this woman whose best friend signs her up for in this like dating agency that's guaranteed to help her find love during the holiday season, and I just think it sounds so perfect for this time of year, and with how much reading I need to get done this month anyway, it's one of those books where if I don't get to it in December, I don't think I'll get to it until next December, because I don't want to be reading a Christmas book in January. That's kind of sad. The next prompt is called Simon Says, so I had to read a book that has been recommended to me a lot or by one of the hosts. So for this, I'm going to be reading, where is it? A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, because this is one of Jess's favorite books of the year, I think, and she recommended it to me. She's one of the hosts of the readathon, so it was just perfect for this readathon. And also, this is a YA mystery, so I love it in YA books when the text is a little bit bigger on the page. It kind of is easier for me to fly through it that way. And Jess also said that this book has a lot of mixed media, so again, very page turning. It's about a girl trying to solve a murder. I think it's gonna be really fun. The next challenge is called Obstacle Course, and for this challenge I have to read a book that is really action packed or has a lot of twists and turns. So I'm going out on a limb here. I don't know for certain, but I'm picking Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. This is a thriller book, and Lisa Jewell in the past, from the books I've read from her, she does throw a lot of twists in there at you, so I feel like pretty confident that this is gonna be a good readathon book, even though it seems a little long. It's got about 350 pages, and I think I can read it within 3 days. Next is Egg Toss, so I have to buddy read a book. I have already read Get Alive Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, which is the blue team's buddy read book. I really love that book, but it's not something I'm ready to reread just quite yet. So instead I'm going to be reading The Tourist Attraction along with the red team. I don't have this book yet. I can't decide if I want to like run pick it up or if I just want to read it on my Kindle, but I don't really know anything about it either, but it looks so fun and so Christmassy, and I'm really thrilled to be reading all these Christmas books this month. I'm so ready. The last prompt of the readathon is Dunk Tank, so I have to read something either featuring water, that has water on the cover. I'm gonna do Dreams of Falling by Karen White. It's about this woman who has to return to her hometown after being one of those people swearing she's never gonna come back. She's forced to come back to investigate something that's going on with her mother. That's one of my very favorite specific book tropes, and I love Karen White. I've only read one other book from Karen, but it's one of my favorites of 2020, so I am really excited. This is another long one for a readathon. I don't know what I was thinking here. It's got closer to 400 pages, but I think it's gonna be okay. I hope I'm just gonna enjoy it enough that I'm just gonna fly through it in a few days. And now I'm gonna touch on the remaining 7 books that I want to get through in December. The first 2 are books that I have already started and have just been slowly making my way through them. One of them is Notes on a Nervous Planet by Matt Haig. The best way to sum this book up, there are 2 sentences on the back that I really love. It's a fast, nervous planet is creating fast and nervous lives. We are more connected, and yet we feel more alone. Matt Haig is someone who has very openly struggled with anxiety and panic attacks, and his writing just really brings me a lot of peace. This is nonfiction, and the chapters are so short and they're told in unique little formats. It's really relaxing to read at night before I go to bed, so I'm just gonna enjoy continuing to read this. I think I said it was nonfiction. It's nonfiction. It's the cutest little book. I really love it. And also the book I currently have checked out from the library, it is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I am really enjoying this book so far, but it is really heavy and really sad to me, so I'm not in a huge rush to finish it. I'm gonna completely take all of my time on this library hold. The book follows our main character Addie across centuries. At the very beginning of the book, she accidentally makes this deal to be able to live forever, and we're just following her across her entirely long life. The catch for her being able to live forever was that no one will ever be able to remember her, and it's just really sad. She keeps getting into these situations with people, whether they're friends or loved ones. She'll be standing talking to these people, and the second they walk away from her, they could turn right back around and not know who she is. So it's just really sad. I'm hoping it's gonna be uplifting and hopeful at the end. It probably will be somewhere between 4 and 5 stars for me, just because the writing style is beautiful, but it's not something that I'm just rushing to get through right this second. I hope that makes sense. Next is one that, if I don't get to any of these books this month, I won't be surprised if it's this one. It's Holiday Lights by Debbie McComber, and this is one of those mass market paperback authors that I see everywhere I go, but I don't want to completely write her off in my mind without ever checking out something she's written. It is just now, like literally just now, come to my attention and looking at the back of this book that this is actually a little holiday anthology series. This whole book actually is 3 different books. So it literally says it on the very front of the book, 3 great stories. I just didn't see it when I picked it up. I saw Christmas Wreath and Dog and was like, yeah, I'm grabbing this one. So the stories are The Forgetful Bride, Sugar and Spice, and then Friends, and then some. Now that I know there are 3 stories within this one, then I definitely think I'll get to at least 1 out of here. This sounds really fun. I'm excited for it now. I really absolutely have to get to The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne by the end of the year, because this is one of the books that I put on my 2020 TBR that I still am interested in reading, and I kind of made a deal with myself that I was allowed to take things off that TBR if I didn't plan on reading them in the immediate future at all, and this does not fall into that category. So I really want to finish this book. It follows this Irish man named Cyril Avery over the course of just about his entire life, and this man struggles with his identity in just about every way that you can. He's adopted, he struggles with his sexuality, I think, and also how he just identifies as a person, how he wants to present himself to the world, who he is, and it sounds like such a beautiful character study, and I think that this could be a very all-time favorite book for me, but I just need to set aside time to read it. It's a big book. It's like 500 or so pages in hardback, and the words are little. Like, I just happened to open up a page that had a lot of dialogue there, but from what I can tell, it's just a lot of big chunky text. I've heard that this one is heartbreaking, but it is also hopeful. So that's kind of my 2 very favorite things in books married together. I am also really excited about Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. Mayor cannot recommend this book enough, so I finally broke down. I've heard that this one ends on a cliffhanger, and I do not have access to the second book at the moment. I'm okay with that though. I'm at peace with the situation. This seems to be about a girl who goes to this boarding school who is trying to solve a cold case. I think it's gonna be all dark academia, wintry vibes. I really love the cover as well. If I like this first book, I think I will actually invest in the series because I really love the short hardbacks, and I also love the colors of this entire series. I am 100,000,000,000% gonna be reading Rebecca this month because my audiobook hold is really close to coming in. I've mentioned this book in my past few videos. Oh my gosh, look at this text. I tried, you guys. I tried to start this. Every time I mention Rebecca, I get so many comments about it, of how I'm gonna love it, how everyone loves it. I have started it a few times, and my brain can't compute the language. It is beautiful and I really enjoy it, but I can't sit down to read more than a few pages at a time. So in instances where that happens, I find that checking out the library book, the audio library book, really helps me reading along while I'm listening. Also, just because my attention span is really short, I have trouble with that. This is a very classic gothic mystery, and I think that it has another trope that I really love, which is this a ghost story or is this not a ghost story? Is something paranormal going on or is something very real happening here? My mom and I were gonna buddy read this, but she jumped way ahead of me, as literally anyone who tries to buddy read anything with me does. She's only got like 100 or so pages left of this book. We wanna read it so that we can watch the Netflix movie together. So once this audiobook comes in, hopefully I can blow through and catch up to her. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm on page 7. And lastly is one that does not have anything to do with Christmas or December, but it's just something that I am so ready to read. It's Well Met by Jen DeLuca. One of my very favorite booktubers, Riley Marie, loves this book. And I've been watching her videos for a while, but recently I've gotten up to date with her videos, so I had to go back in her video history and like binge a lot of her old videos. And when this book first came out, she praised it, and she's still like, a video she uploaded this week, she was still praising this book. So I really want to get to it. It's a hate to love romance set at a Renaissance fair, and it has to do with co-workers. I don't know if it's rivals to lovers or enemies to lovers. Recently I feel like it's been brought to my attention that those are two very different things. It looks fun and cute and light, and even though it seems like a very summer book, I still think it fits in with the collection of books I want to read this winter. Like, it makes sense for me after reading some of these other books to then want to pick up this book. Okay, this video is probably going to be going up before my November wrap up, but do not be alarmed because I'm filming the November wrap up either right after I film this or tomorrow. So November wrap up is coming. I've read a ton of books already this month. I kind of want to put off filming until tomorrow to give myself one more night to finish 2 books. There are 2 books I'm right at the end of, and I've been going back and forth on them all day. But anyway, I digress. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means so much to me that people are taking time out of their days to come to my channel, watch my videos, and just hang out for a little bit. So it's so fun for me. I hope you guys are having a good time too. I hope everyone has had happy holidays this week, and I hope that everyone's December is gonna get off to a really great start. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Sorry, that outro was really awkward. Okay, bye.